as a young, like as a fresher practicing architect, you have to at least break even. You don't have to work at a loss. So how do I evaluate that I am working at a loss or I'm working at a profit? And how much profit is required for me to function?
There are larger firms that have very, very well developed tools to
Hmm.
do that. I work for very, 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 the largest. So
Hmm.
you have very, very sophisticated software. But I think as young architects, you can also do it. It is a
Hmm.
simple Excel. It's called a work plan.
Hmm.
There's a lot of speculation,
Hmm.
but if you err on the side of caution, you can get pretty close. I'm not saying we do this for every project. After a while, you just learn by instinct whether the fee will work or not. And again, like I said, there'll be some projects where you'll make a little bit of money, some where you'll break even, some where you'll lose. It all kind of evens out.
Huh, at least one needs to be keep aware of it, right?
So what we do is we take every employee in the office
Hmm.
and calculate a billing rate. So if you're paid 50,000 rupees a month, you're a young architect, your billing rate is 50,000 plus all the overheads. So you know to run your office, you need rent, you need AC, you need laptops, you need software, you need blah, 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 power.
Yeah.
You take all of that monthly if you want, calculating monthly, divide it by the number of employees
Hmm.
and add it to the 50. And you know that this is the amount I need to make out of this person.
Hmm.
Now add whatever a healthy profit, which is 20% or whatever. Then you got a billing rate.
Okay.
Right. Now you got a project, a house, 2-bedroom house, a 4-bedroom.
Hmm.
And you say, okay, I'm going to put architect X whose salary is 50,000, but the actual billing rate is 95,000 with all the overheads.
Hmm.
And she's going to work on it for 1.5 years.
Hmm.
So 1.5 years times the billing rate. And
Hmm.
then architect Y is going to come in the beginning, but drop off in the later part.
Hmm.
Be working only 3 hours a week or 3 days a week, whatever. So you create a work plan
Hmm.
with billing rates to the
Hmm.
best of your ability. It's always good to be a little more cautious and fill in a little buffer for eventualities.
Hmm.
In the end, you add 5% contingency or whatever. Okay. And you see, you know exactly, not exactly, of course, you never know anything exactly, but at least you're able to the best of your abilities, guess this is how much. Oh, and you're the principal architect. You're going to meet the client. You're going to talk to him on the phone. You're going to go to the site. Okay, your billing rate is so much. So you add all of that, and at the bottom, you get a dollar or a rupee amount. And that is something you should make in order to at least break even or whatever. I mean, since you put in a profit
Hmm.
and you say, this is my good fee. That's one way to
Hmm.
say, okay, now clients will ask you, they won't ask you for lump sum fee. They'll ask you per square foot or whatever. So you got that number, let's say it's 1 lakh rupees. You got a project that's 1,000 square feet. So you divide 1 lakh by 1,000 and you get 100 rupees a square foot. That's one way to do it. That's one way to do it. The other way to do it is to go with whatever market. You ask your friends and say, hey, what's the prevailing rate for an office interiors? Oh, around 15 to 100. Okay. IT people will pay you a little more. Small. Okay, so you price it somewhere. And then you know what your fee is and you know how long the project is going to go. And then you staff it accordingly. You're like, okay, I have so much fee. These two architects, her salary is so much. This guy's salary is so much. I can put 4 hours of his, but I can put 10 hours of hers. And for the next 6 months, this project will run for 6 months and it might work. So it's a little bit of if you want to be cautious, I think you can do a little bit of those kind of things.
Right. So any of the approaches will work depending upon the situation.
Yep.